here we want to understand matrices using this simple scenario. So assuming you are an instructor, right? You have a student in the class. So you are here, right? So you are here, you are conducting, you are here, right? You are here, you are conducting. So this is a class, you are facing the class. So the students are sitting in certain line, right? So whether from top to down and then left to right. So in mathematics, when you say that people are sitting from, let's say, from where you are, from let's say from top to down or down to top, these people that are sitting here, we call them, they are sitting in what, in column, right? So these people are sitting what, in column here, right? And then those that are going from the left to right, they are sitting in what, in rows. Is that okay? So those that are sitting this way, we call them, they are sitting in what, in rows, right? So these people, those that are moving from left to right, are sitting in rows, and those that are moving from top to down or down to top are sitting in column. So what it means that when I ask you about the dimensions of what, the matrices, what it means is that here we are having what, the first row here, right? So those are moving from this side to that side. That is the row number 1, and this is what, row number 2, right? And then this is what, column number 1, right? So column number 2. So here we are having what, 2 by 2. Is that okay? So 2 by 2. 2 by 2 means that we have 2 rows and what, and 2 columns, right? So if it go beyond this, that is how you must count it, right? You may have 3 rows, 2 columns, and so on and so forth. Is that okay? So that is a very simple scenario for what, a matrices. Now look at this example here. So we are having an example that's -1, 2, 3, and then 1. So this is also another pure examples of what, a 2 by 2 matrices. So you can see clearly that here we are having what, 2 rows, right? So row number 1, and then what, row number 2 here, and then you are having a column number 1 and then column number 2. So always the first letter. So here, from here, 2 by 2 means that the first number here is for what, the rows, and then the second one is for what, the column. So that is how simple you identify what a matrix is. So should, in case you are not dealing with numbers or human beings, as in my case here, so you may be dealing with what, some variables. So all that matters here is that you should know exactly what is happening, right? So here, this portion here, you can see that here is what, a, who is here, that guy who is here is what, a11 here tells you that this guy is sitting in the position of what, row 1, column 1, right? So 1 1. So the first number goes for what, the row, and then the second one goes for the column. So once you enter the class and I tell you that this guy is sitting at what, row 1 1, then you should be able to identify where this guy is sitting, right? So okay, now back to this portion here. Let's see, who do you think will be sitting here, right, in terms of 1 and 2 and so on and so forth, right? So who do you think, who is here? So maybe comment down below. Is that okay? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video so far, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and then comment and like the video for more videos or lessons like this. Now let's demonstrate our understanding using these examples here. These are pure exams questions here. So let's say you are having M here. M is one class here, being what, 2, -7, -5, and 9, and then you are also having P to be -4, 3, 7, and then 1, right? This is what they are asking us to find. They say you should find what, n plus 2n is equal to p, right? They say you should find this guy. We should find n, the one with the red pen here. They say you should find n. So we know m, right? We know m, and then we know p as well. So what that matters here, we are just replacing. So this is what, an addition of what, matrices, right? So let's see how to add matrices here. Now before we can add here, let's look at something that is happening. You can see that this guy is 2 by 2. Now that we understand 2 by 2, this guy is also 2 by 2. We can only add them if they are equal. So what I mean by the equal, that the number of people that are sitting here must be the same number of people that are sitting. So let's see how to add. Now that we are having what, this guy, this is what they are asking us to find. So we should find the n here. So our m here is what, 2, -7, -5, and then 9 plus 2n. We don't know them, right? But equal to, we are just replacing equal to this -4, 3, 7, and then 1. This is what we are given. So now let's move on. You know that we are looking for this guy, right? We are looking for the n here. So can't we take this guy away? So we can take this guy away, right? Because we want this n. right? So we want this unless this guy goes away, right? So by going away, we take you cross the equal sign, or you may subtract by what? The same matrix here if you are good in mathematics. But if you are not that good, what that matters is that you want this guy to stand alone here, right? So what I mean, so let's move this guy first, and then we move the 2 also. So you move this guy just like, let's say you have 2 plus x here is equal to 4, right? You want x. So what you have to do is that you move what? You move the 2. So the 2 has to go away. Can you see that? Or maybe you subtract both sides by 2 and then you subtract here by 2, right? So this is how simple you subtract that equation. The same idea, that's what we are bringing on board here, right? So we are taking just that the numbers that we are dealing with are different. It's okay. Here we are dealing with what? Matrices, whereby here we are dealing with real numbers, right? Okay. So now, but the idea remain the same. The ideas remain the same. So we move this guy to the other side of the equation. Okay. So that's how I got to 2n here is equal to a negative 4, right? 3, 7, and then 1 minus. I will say that the sign changes. Is that okay? So this sign changes to what? To negative 2 negative 7, and negative 5, and 9. So now how do you subtract? How do you make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and then be allowed to watch the video to the end, whereby we bring you some simple trick at the end of this video here. Okay, now here we are going to subtract, right? So since these two guys are the same, what I mean by the same, that they have the same number of people in the class, so it means that this guy here is the same as this guy, right? So maybe this guy and this guy here will be something like, obviously where you are, your partner will be here. So okay, where you are, your partner will be here. So negative 2, negative 4 here, minus what? 2. Is that okay? So where you are is where you are going to. So if you are sitting here, your partner is also sitting here. Is that okay? So negative 4 what? Minus what? 2. So here we are having a negative 4 minus 2, right? And then the second one should be what? 3 minus what? Let's go to your past. Minus 7. So 3 minus what? Minus 7. Make sure that you put this one into bracket to avoid what? Any minor mistakes. So the same thing you have to deal with the rest of the members here. Now we know addition and subtractions already. So if you subtract and add this guy, you should arrive at what? Negative 6, right? So negative 6, 10, and what? 12, and what? Negative 6, right? Okay, very simple. Remember that we are having what? 2n here. So here is what? 2n. Okay, if here is 2n, what is happening? So if you have something like, let's say 2x is equal to 4, how do you solve for the x here? So x here means that we want the s to stand here, so you divide here by 2 and then you divide here by 2, right? So the ideas still remain the same here. Is that okay? So we are going to divide here by 2 and then we divide the matrices by 2, right? Don't worry about how to divide out. I'll show you that in just a few seconds. So when I divide here by 2, so we are going to get the n here, which will be equal to 1 over 2, meaning that we are dividing the matrices by 2, something like this, right? So we are dividing the matrices by 2. So dividing the matrices by 2 means that we should divide everybody in the class by 2. So we are dividing the entire class by 2. So this guy divided by 2 will give him what? A negative 3. This guy divided by 2 also give him what? 5, and then this guy divided by 2 will give him 6, and that will also give him what? Negative 4, right? So our n is for negative 3, 5, 6, and negative 4, right? So this is how simple you solve this type of. Let's look at this question here. So there's a trick here. So look at this trick here. So the idea remains the same as I said earlier when we are having these two matrices, right? You say that this guy here is equal to this guy. So tell me which dimension is for this matrices here, right? So which dimension? Tell me in the comment section. Is it 2 by 2, 2 by 3, 2 by 4, and so on and so forth? So tell me in the comment section. But we are told that these two guys are equal. They say we should find what? M and what? And n, right? They say we should find m and what? And n. So once that these two guys are equal, as I said earlier on, whatever is here must be the same person that will be here, right? Because you say that they are equal. So if you are sitting in front here, your partner is also in front here in another class. Is that okay? So both of you are sitting in the same position in a class. Okay, if you guys are sitting in the same position, meaning that you are equal, that is in matrices, right? So here that will be what? 2n minus n here will be equal to 1. Is that okay? There's an equal sign here. So this guy here will be equal to that guy, and this guy will also be equal to that. Right? Will also be equal to 6 plus m here. Now, since the two guys are equal, right? So let's move on. So we are having 2n minus 1 equal to 1, as I said earlier on here, right? So this guy is equal to that. And then we also have 5 here is equal to 6 plus m, right? So 6 plus m. Very, very simple. So what do you do here? You can easily solve this guy, right? You can easily solve this guy. So if you solve this guy, you should arrive at what m is equal to -1, right? So since m is what -1, once we get a m to be -1, we can easily find our n, because we are told that this 2m minus n is equal to 1, right? We just need to plug in the m equal to -1. So if you solve perfectly, you should arrive at n is equal to -3. So your two guys are what m is equal to -1 and then n is equal to what -3. This is how simple you solve this type of matrix. So thank you for watching the video.